It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We're back with stand-up comedian, award-winning actor, comedy writer, theatre director, event MC, and owner of a long list of accomplishments.
Gourmet cook.
Gourmet chef.
Gourmet chef, thank you very much.
And Cape Town foodie. Alan Committie. We're chatting about his life, his career in the year of 2020, because it looks like, on paper, you've managed to maintain a career despite all of the massive challenges, and you've even devised a new show. I don't know if these things come to you in a crazy dream. Your name's always so awesome. Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. So weirdly enough, that one didn't come in a dream, but it did come just as I was falling asleep. And it was the day after the first little earthquake tremor hit Cape Town. And people were obviously talking about it. I didn't feel it. I don't know if you felt the first one. I felt this last one that came a couple
of... Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Because you're sensitive.
I became very sensitive. I actually thought it was my cooking that I left something on the boil. But that show, because of the nature of these strange signs that are coming to us. I mean, obviously we've had a pandemic, sinkholes appearing, in Sea Point. Now we've got earthquakes happening. Trump literally pulling down democracy. It's the end of the world. Is it? I don't know. But if it is, we must go down laughing. So Apocalypse Now felt appropriate, and that's what I'm going to be exploring in this new year-end show.
Have you been able to, we can in retrospect now laugh at this year. We've kind of earned the right, I think,
absolutely,
to laugh at ourselves. How have you survived 2020?
Well, I think the laughter has been important. And what's been amazing is watching, yes, I've got a lot of comedian buddies and, we've spent a lot of time kind of talking about it. But actually, folks who aren't connected to comedy, I think South Africans deal with things absolutely brilliantly, and the memes and the social media kind of and happening seconds after things happening.
It's how we process.
It's how we process, and we do it brilliantly. As a nation, laughter has been an incredible tool for us, and will continue to be so, I think.
It takes the edge off, I think, It brings us back down to earth.
Yeah.
I love it. But of course, one's head could be in the clouds if at the beginning of lockdown, while everyone else is feeling at their very worst,
yes,
someone just happens to win a Fleur de Cap Theatre Award for Best Performance by a Lead Actor playing Richard III in Richard III.
Yeah, that was a delight. I mean, an unexpected one as well. Weirdly enough, because they pushed the date of the Fleur de Cap Awards to quite late because of the arrival of the pandemic, when it did finally get announced, it was a bit like, oh, that's right. Well, that was.
Were you able to enjoy it?
Listen, I had amazing congratulatory messages and chats with people, which was great. We didn't get to go to the ceremony. It would have been lovely to have been there and gloat to some of my fellow actors that I. But no, of course, I've enjoyed it and very honoured by the whole thing. I love that production so much. People forget that I trained as an actor first. I mean, I've always loved comedy, and I think being a stand-up is my first love and the kind of driving force for my career. But I do like once a year to go away and do something a little bit more serious, a little bit more challenging, whether it be a musical like The Producers, which came to us, I was performing when lockdown started, or Richard III, or a very heavy two-hander play at the Fugard called Oliana. Those are the kind of things that break up.
You can breathe.
Yeah, you can, and you flex different muscles, and you get to play opposite. It's a one-man show's a lonely existence at times, and you spend months and months on the road or in hotels and on stage. It's quite nice to play opposite other actors occasionally and let them forget words, or when you do forget words, go, take it from here, Yeah, it's your turn. Go.
But congratulations on that, because I think it is absolutely thoroughly deserved. You spoke about going online, no contact comedy, streaming with laughter.
Yeah.
Is there something there that we can take forward? Is there an opportunity for comics to reach a global audience going online?
Absolutely, and that was something we discovered, is that, obviously the global audience is the big thing. So, we've got such a huge expat population who've travelled to the far corners of our planet, but who were once either fans or supporters of our comedy, suddenly going, oh, we can see this now, and so why can't we still continue that? So we're already in discussions, Peter and I, possibly streaming at least one of these shows that we're about to do, taking 2 or 3 performances and then streaming it out to people overseas or people in other cities or towns in our country who don't get a chance to get to Joburg or Cape Town or Durban.
You're transcending the DVD.
Exactly, which was, do you remember everyone used to have a DVD special? Now, I mean, that's just, it's obsolete. We've got to use the new technology. I think we're getting better at it. It was interesting watching all the comedians and performers understanding. Suddenly everyone had a ring light in their home and condenser mics and understanding how to make themselves look and sound better.
Or not understanding and
getting it completely wrong. Exactly.
At the Baxter Theatre last month, you got back into the fray as in the director's chair, though, directing John Matham in The Outlaw Muckridge.
Yeah.
Is this somewhere you're going to be drafting?
Listen,
how do you enjoy that process?
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. I learned so much from Chris Weir, who directs all my stand-up shows and who was, many years ago, my senior lecturer at UCT Drama School. And again, there's another person who's become a mentor figure for me. And over the years, you know, I think if you work with quality directors, it would be silly not to learn from that and be inspired by that. I've directed, you know, The Play That Goes Wrong and Rob van Vuren and a number of other comics in their stand-up shows. And then The Outlaw Muckridge came along. So it's certainly something, again, it's a different acting muscle, or it's a different muscle, it's a different creative muscle. But it's a... You can only do for me, you can only do the one if you understand the other. And it's lovely to be able to be on this side of the stage and try and coax a performance out of somebody, knowing how you have been coaxed, performance.
Does it make you better as a performer?
I think it does. I think it must do. In the same way that, you know, people forget I'm an ex-teacher as well, and teaching drama, you can only teach drama if you understand personally how it works for you. You know...
But don't you... I was going to say something completely rude. Don't you have to fail in your career first and then go and teach? Isn't that how it works? You've got it the wrong way around, man.
It's interesting. I mean, there's those who teach can't, or, you know...
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't believe... I mean, I think the really good teachers are ones who can transcend both those. And even if they choose not to perhaps continue in a professional capacity, there is a skill to take what you know and translate it and make others understand.
Activating that in someone else, there is
because
no greater joy.
You know that great players, sportsmen, who have become coaches who are not great coaches. They haven't been able to take their natural ability and make others. Equally, you have coaches who've never really done well in a professional game, but who are brilliant coaches because they manage people, they manage brains, they manage...
Well, the idea of you mentoring, whether it's as a director, whether it's feeding back into your industry, whether it's as a teacher, all of these things make you really excited because you've still got a lot to give, my friend.
I think so.
You've got so much to give, and thank you for being so generous with your spirit and your cooking skills. And you could have been a little bit funnier, but I think, hey, you know,
that can happen. It's Thursday. It's afternoon.
You don't even have an early morning excuse. No, it's always an absolute pleasure hosting you, my friend. You are just an absolute gem. All the best getting back to Monty.
Thank you.
Enjoy. And I've got to say to the audiences out there, you are in for an absolute treat. Don't forget that Alan Committie's latest one-man stand-up comedy show. You've been waiting long enough for it. The Lion King is going to be coming to Johannesburg's Montecasino Theatre from the 27th of November to the 6th of December. Tickets ranging from 150 to 220 Rand. You can get them on Compute Ticket. We'll see you again bright and early tomorrow. Adios.